I just want to kind of show you guys what the deer are doing in this food plot and how everything that we have planted, everything we kind of designed is working out here. So excuse me, but I'm going to film this with my phone just because it's too much of a hassle right now to deal with all the cameras and stuff. In these temperatures, batteries aren't lasting very long or anything like that, and I don't want to deal with handling all the cold equipment. But walking back out here to one of the killer food plots, this is our big redneck food plot, and I just want to kind of show you guys what the deer are doing in this food plot and how everything that we have planted and everything we kind of designed is working out here. So as you can see back behind me, there's been quite a bit of traffic. I drove through here today with a four-wheeler and trailer, just kind of looking to make sure the deer have been in here because it's actually pretty warm right now. The sun's still out, so I got glasses on because it's pretty dang bright. I think we actually made it up into the teens today. Yesterday our high was around 0 or 1 degrees, I believe, and it's just been frigid. I think last night we got down to like -19, and it's been absolutely insane how cold it is. You can see here's some of the barrier system that we planted by killer food plots. Even with all these winter storms that we've had and all the snow that we've had and all the ice, they are still standing. They do create some thermal regulation. If they are going to get in there and bed, they don't really bed in this stuff right here in the middle of the food plot, but it still has a nice barrier that they have to walk around. Some of them are kind of walking through. You can see here they kind of got a trail broken right through this area, so we're going to step through here, go to the other side. This one here is our border patrol, and if you come over to this side, it is absolutely just torn up. Let me show you guys what they're going after in there. They're getting down there, they're pawing, they're digging. They still got some turnip and rape underneath the snow there. I went in and broadcasted over the top with the winter wheat, so you can still see some of the green winter wheat that they're eating on as they're digging this up. And even right here, you can see they're hitting the tops of these turnips and rape and stuff pretty dang hard. If they can hit the green, they're hitting the green even before the turnips. The turnips are pretty soft now, but I imagine they still are eating them. You can see everything down through here. It's just been nipped on. They left the turnip here, and even though it probably was frozen solid, it's thawed out a little bit. Shimmy over here just to show you any greens that they can hit on right now, they are hitting on them. And this whole food plot's about 3.5 acres of their Cornish brassicas. There's a lot of green tops. It's just underneath, and they're having no problem digging down in there and getting that. This food plot's had so much deer traffic. There's Journey coming in there. She's venturing out with me. You can just see it's almost like hogs have gotten in here and destroyed this, but we don't have any hogs. This is all deer. They're getting down there. They are pawing down. You can see this turnip. Wow, it's stuck in there. I mean, it's stuck. Ugh. And frozen to the soil there, but they have been eating the top of that as much as they can off since they weren't able to pull it up, since I struggled with it and I have hands. But Food Plus doing a great job still providing for them. It's provided so much throughout the entire season. And here we are, we're in February, and there's still so much tonnage in this food plot. It's still pulling in the deer. It's helping them get through this really, really rough situation for them where there's typically not a lot of browse in the woods. I've done a lot of edge feathering all around my entire property on any of my fields. I've done some pretty heavy duty timber stand improvement, and there is a lot of browse in the woods here, which is helping them out. So I honestly think that if it wasn't for that, we'd probably have a whole lot more deer traffic in this food plot. But I'm okay with them not being completely dependent on this food plot. That's not what I want. I want this to just be an added source. But I want to go show you guys some other things I noticed in this food plot when I was driving around today. All right, this is kind of cool. You can see right back there, there's my redneck blind, and I strategically came in. I put barriers up all around this, but as you guys know, if you guys watched the full episode where I was in here and designing this food plot, you saw that I put all these openings. You can see an opening to this spot, an opening here, right here, and then another one here. It creates pretty much an 8-way right in here where every deer has got to cross through here unless they want to go through a barrier, and deer are pretty dang lazy. Majority of them are going to walk right through here. But the other thing that I did is I strategically came in and planted a little heavier with their Carnage brassicas right in front and around this blind. So you can see there's not a whole lot of traffic of them browsing and digging all through this side of the food plot until right here from the blind. Now, if this was in deer season, that'd be a whole 5-yard shot, maybe 3-yard, maybe. And then same thing here in this intersection. You start to see that they're digging around, but you can see the amount of traffic that it's caused right in this area by coming in and putting up these barrier systems. It's still working until I knock these barriers down, and it just intersects all the deer where you have no more than about a 20-yard shot right there in a food plot that's almost 4 acres in size, and that's going to help you out substantially while you're bow hunting. All right, I know you guys are going to ask, so I'm going to put it out there. You guys probably saw when I was spinning around, you're like, what's this stuff standing in some weird shapes in your food plot? That's the areas I came in that kind of had gotten late to plant, and came back in. I just decided to experiment with some Milo, planted some Milo. Let me tell you, I was pretty impressed with it this year. Really held that food above the snow level, which we don't get a whole lot of snow here until this year. But the bucks were coming in here, does were coming in here. They were browsing on this throughout the entire season. Birds loved it like crazy, and it stuck around, and it's still there. And they have pretty much wiped it all out now because there's hardly any seed left in there. And what's not there is just pretty much undeveloped, or the seed has just been picked clean. But that was pretty impressive to see that, experimented with that instead of the soybeans this year, and honestly might do this again. All right, so this is the last thing I'm going to show you guys because my fingers are literally getting cold holding this camera. Like, I think I'm getting frostbite on them. I'm going to show you. Got the barrier system here. Is the best thing about getting out here in the snow is you're going to find sign like this. I don't know if you guys can see it and how well it shows through there, but you want to talk about some concentrated deer sign and deer traffic. It's pretty insane. We got a deer stand for that reason right there in that cedar, 20-yard shot. This is something that you just can't really see that well during the season when it's not got snow or something that leaves a sign like this. But massive deer highway here, massive deer highway here, and pretty much they haven't even walked in a majority of these other places that they could come into this food plot. So they've really concentrated how they come in here. It's a tall tale sign. Get out there, scout around in the snow if you have a chance, especially if that snow's sticking around for a couple of days. Allow them to really get in there and really beat down those trails. And it's just going to put the odds in your favor that, 90% of the time they're going to walk out right here and give me a 20-yard shot instead of putting my tree stand up over in that tree that looks really, really good, but only 10% of the deer are even going to walk by it. Let me show you one last thing right here, and then I'm going to let my fingers fall off. I'm not kidding. I had to switch hands. This finger, I don't think it exists underneath that glove anymore. Another just cool thing that I did this year is came in, started doing edge feathering through here, taking down the cedars and stuff, as you can tell on the perimeter of this field. Left the one that my tree stands in. Came in and just literally pushed a gap. An easy way for the deer to come and go through these cedars. And guess where the concentration is? You got a deer trail coming right out of there, right in on the cross, right into the gap of the barrier system that I planted here, and coming into the food plot. Once again, 20-yard shot. Ain't no guarantee, but it helps put the odds in your favor. So anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this cold and brutally painful update. More updates to come, but I had to get out here this week and do something for you guys because there's so much you can learn with the snow. Anyway, hope you guys subscribe, comment down below, and give a thumbs up. Until next time, have a better than average day. Won't you tickle it?